No? Oh. Hello. Good evening. Happy, what is today? Tuesday? Tuesday. Woo, week's just flying by. Not. Did you hear the old man? So, guys, hello. Happy Tuesday. How are you guys all doing out there? I hope you're doing good. I wanted to pop on here just to talk a little bit to you guys about water, how to maybe spice it up, and electrolytes, okay? Electrolytes, let's see what some people use for electrolytes. If you do replenish with electrolytes, I'd love to have you drop in the comments what you use for electrolytes, okay? And if you, hi Julie, how are you? If you're getting on here with me live, guys, if you're catching a red live up in the corner, please just type live in the comments. Please let me know, if you would, where you're watching from. You don't have to, but if you would, I'd appreciate it. And, oh, my glasses are driving me bonkers today. If you're catching me later on and it says was live up in the corner, that just means that you're catching the replay later on, and that's great too. You can just type replay in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And like I said, guys, I want to talk about electrolytes. Now, if you caught one of my lives over the weekend, I was talking about my group. Oh my gosh, here comes the train. I'm going to apologize in advance. It's going to get a little rowdy. Maybe they'll be a little bit quiet going through tonight. I don't know. Anyway, if you caught one of my lives over the weekend, I was talking about going to do a water challenge in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, okay? I'm putting things together for that. I'd kind of like to start it on Monday, the 31st of March. So if that's something that interests you, I'm going to try to really get a lot of information in there about water and how much water, when to drink water, what kind of water, all those kinds of things in that group. So if that's something that interests you, please join the group. If you're not already in there, you can go to the top of Facebook and search Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. That will get you in there so that you will be ready next week when we get this started. It's just going to be fun, guys. It's really not a challenge. It's not a competition. It's nothing like that. It's just kind of me trying to pour back into those people that watch me and support me and help you realize or think about how much water you are drinking in a day, or how, those types of liquids, things like that. And just maybe some fun games, maybe a prize or two, who knows? So I'd love to have you join us in there, okay? Now, I think one of the things people always say is, I get so tired of water. I was there. I know the feeling. I know exactly what you're talking about, okay? It can be difficult just because water seems so boring, but I'm going to try to give some tips about that. So like I was saying, guys, I'd love to have you join me in the group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. It is a private group. That's why you have to request to join. I don't want the people who get on your Facebook page and say, oh, I love your beautiful post. Please send me a message. I don't want them in there. It's bad enough that they're on Facebook. I hope nobody ever accepts those friend requests or gets into their inboxes, because I don't think they're real people anyway. I think they're bots, but that's my personal opinion. So anyway, back to what I was going to talk about. Sorry, went on a tangent there. Is water and how much you drink. But when you're drinking water, guys, if you're putting enough into your system or things like that, you flush out the good stuff with the bad stuff. We need to drink water to flush the bad stuff out. But when we're flushing the bad stuff, we're probably flushing the good stuff too. So that's kind of what I wanted to touch on tonight, because I got an order in today and I thought, it's been a while since I've talked about electrolytes. So I'm going to talk about electrolytes, okay? Why are electrolytes important to our bodies? Which electrolytes do we really need? What do you use for an electrolyte supplement? Those are kind of the things I want to touch on. Electrolytes in our body, okay? The most important ones, okay? Magnesium, okay? Magnesium is a very important electrolyte. It does a lot for our body. It helps with our muscles, nerves, helps our heart, blood pressure, and it can help your blood sugar levels, okay? So if you're wonky with your magnesium, it can affect a lot of things in your body, okay? Phosphate is another one. It works with calcium, helps build strong bones and teeth, okay? So potassium is another one. Hey, hello. Potassium, it helps with your cells, your heart, and helps your muscles work properly, okay? So we've got magnesium, phosphate, potassium, sodium. Now, sodium can get a bad rap, guys, but it does help, if believe it or not, it helps control the amount of fluid in your body, okay? So a lot of information out there about sodium, and not all sodium is created equally, okay? Let's just leave it at that. When I'm talking sodium, I'm usually talking sodium. It's a definite mineral that you need, not a stripped down version, okay? Calcium, essential for bones and teeth, okay? And we talked about that. And then chloride and sulfur, okay? So those are the top 7 electrolytes that our body needs, okay? Who needs electrolytes, okay? Maybe you think, why would I need electrolytes? Everybody needs electrolytes, okay? Your body doesn't function without it, okay? And so you're going to maintain health with electrolytes. Some people may need more than other people, okay? So guys, if you're popping on here with me live, I'm seeing people jump on, please type live in the comments. Let me know what you're doing. And I also said, you know, if you do electrolytes, what kind of electrolytes do you use? I'm really curious if anybody out there uses an electrolyte or what they use, okay? So, but everybody needs electrolytes because our bodies function on those minerals, okay? They're important, really, really important, like if you've been sick, okay? So if you have the flu and vomiting, diarrhea, those types of things, that's a lot of times the only time that we think that we need electrolytes replenished, okay? Even for little kids, you know, you get them the electrolyte drinks and stuff like that, okay? So that is not the only time you need it. It is very important then, because when you're getting rid of all that stuff, it's important that you replenish it, okay? But certain people with certain, what do I say, medical ailments, such as, you know, like a kidney disease, heart problems, can also benefit from electrolytes, okay? So it's not just when you're sick that you need them. Pretty basically, though, we use up the electrolytes that are in our body every day. So depending on your diet and what you're doing, you may not be replenishing enough of that on the daily, okay? So if you're doing anything, and another person, those people, the people also who would be essential to getting more electrolytes would be those who exercise very heavily, okay? Or if it's summertime where you're at or something like that, or you're doing a lot of strenuous activity, but especially in the heat and you're sweating a lot of that stuff out, then you definitely need to be replacing also. Dave does a lot of manual labor. He replaces electrolytes every day. My son replaces electrolytes daily throughout the year because he does high manual labor. In the summertime, he even kicks it up more because he is outside where it's hot. So he replenishes. Now, electrolytes are they're very, very important for our health, okay? So without these minerals that we call electrolytes, a lot of different health ailments can come, okay? So electrolytes are important. I'm just going to put it at that. I do replenish daily too. I figure if I'm getting too much of something, I'm probably just going to pass it on out. But there are a lot of people out there, and I'm not picking on any company. This is my opinion, and this is just one of the top brands of electrolyte drinks that are used by the general public, okay? And I'm going to talk about the ingredients that are in that and then the ingredients that are in my electrolytes, okay? So, name brand electrolyte drink, let's put it that way. I have the ingredients on here. And I'm going to tell you, it's Gatorade, okay? So, what are the ingredients in Gatorade? Well, the number one ingredient is water, but I'll give them that because it's already pre-mixed, okay? My electrolyte isn't pre-mixed. So, water we're going to kick out because that's okay. It's good to replenish water. The next ingredient in Gatorade is sugar, okay? So, now I know you can buy Gatorade Zero, but we're just going with Gatorade here, okay? So you've got sugar as number 2. Dextrose, which is another form of sugar, is number 3. Then there's citric acid, natural and artificial flavors. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients gone, and we don't have an electrolyte yet. Then we come in with sodium chloride, which is salt. So that's the sodium, okay? And then sodium citrate, so another type of sodium. And then monopotassium phosphate. So there's potassium. So far we've got sodium and potassium. And then we've got gum arabic, glycerol ester of rosin, yellow number 5, which, okay. And then brominated vegetable oil. Now, guys, do some research on brominated vegetable oil for me sometime and see what you come up with that. But anyway, but they say these work together to provide hydration, replenish electrolytes lost through sweat, and provide a boost of energy for those engaging in physical activity. Now, as far as I can see, there's only 2 electrolytes in that, okay? Of the 7 that are essential. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to rehydrate you. Just the water in there is going to help. Okay, but then you have sugar and dextrose and the flavoring and the coloring and the vegetable oil and all the others that go with it. So, I ask, why use it when you've got another option, okay? Now, this is just one brand here, too, guys. Just like I picked on Gatorade, this is just another brand. I have used a lot of different brands of electrolytes, okay? The key thing is to watch them for what's in them, okay? So, guys, like I was saying, if you're popping on here with me live, please say live in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you need information like this, you can find it in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, along with recipes and a lot of other information. Hi, Rosanna. How are you? So, this happens to be the flavor that we like. I have used a lot of different electrolyte powders. Dr. Berg makes a really good one. I did just try one. It's made by Clean Simple Eats. It's kind of hard to see that. I didn't care for the flavor of this one as much, so that's why there's still some in there. But I can talk about both of these. But this is the one that we really use, okay? So let's look at the ingredients of this, okay? This is really small, so it's going to stress my eyeballs. Number 1 is citric acid, which in the Gatorade we had citric acid, okay? Number 2 is magnesium citrate. So now we've got magnesium, one of the 7 that I gave you. Hi, Deb. Potassium phosphate and potassium aspartate are the next 2 ingredients. So now we've covered potassium and magnesium. Calcium citrate. So now we've got calcium in there too. So that's 3. Natural lemon and natural raspberry flavor. Then we've got calcium. So now I'm coming in there. Oh, that's another calcium. Okay. Salt, so we've got the sodium in there, and then it's got organic stevia leaf, and then the colors come from beet juice and annatto extract, which I know is good. I've done some research on that. We've got zinc, we've got manganese, and then cherry juice powder in this too. Okay, so there is a little bit of cherry juice powder way down at the bottom. I don't know that it obviously it's 0 carbs on it, so that's not terrible. Now, I didn't look at the carbs in the regular Gatorade, but this is a definite good option. I did see, what did I see? I saw magnesium, I saw phosphate in there, potassium, sodium, calcium, and the chloride, and sulfur, I'm not sure about really. What about the sugar grams? There's no sugars in this. No sugars at all. Hi, Jeffrey. So, and that's another one like with this, okay? Jeffrey says hello. It must be warm outside, huh? Yeah. Like this here says it's a blend of magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium. This has coconut water in it without any added sugar. So this one's pretty good. I just, like I said, I didn't care for the flavor of it. That's the only reason that I've kind of gone, well, I like the flavor of this one better. So when you're going apples to apples, I like flavor. Okay? So, like I was saying, and this
was the one that popped that loud pop.
What? You popped it? Okay, well, sorry. He's popping my packing over here.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Okay. So this one actually gives, and this one might too.
I'm leaving.
All right, see you later, bud. There's calcium, there's potassium, there's phosphorus, there's magnesium, there's manganese, and there's chloride. It lists them all down here, guys. I don't know if it lists that. I didn't look that up on the Gatorade. I would be curious to go to this label on Gatorade and see what's in there. Hi, Nancy. So like I was saying, it's important, and I know I've been seeing one called Liquid IV out there. I actually picked that up. Costco carries it, and I put it right back down, number one, because I was looking here always. I turn everything over. What's the carbs in it? And it seems to me the carbs in the Liquid IV was really, really high. Now, there might be a sugar-free version of that also. I don't know. I do know, like I said, Dr. Berg makes a really good electrolyte powder. But the flavor of it, again, this brand has lots and lots and lots of flavors. Lots of flavors. Everything, just about everything under the sun. Dr. Berg is limited, and we like this flavor better, okay? So that's the important thing, guys. If you're supplementing, to make sure you're reading what's in it, is what they're saying, you know, like the electrolyte drinks, are there really electrolytes in there and enough of them? Or would it be better just to add this to a bottle of water? Okay, so that brings me back to the water challenge when so many people are saying, well, I don't like to drink just plain water. There's a lot of ways to flavor water that doesn't add anything to it. And why not be kicking up your electrolytes while you're flavoring your water? Nobody says you have to use the whole scoop at one time. What if you use a half a scoop twice a day just to get more water in? It's a great idea. So that's kind of my thing. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm pushing a little bit farther here with the water. I would, you know, I used to be really, really bad about drinking water. I just was. And now that I've switched my ways, I almost crave water. I mean, there are times, not too many lives go by that you don't see me drinking water. And that's because once your body gets used to having that in there, it's going to want it more and more and more, okay? So it's important to get it in. But like I was saying, guys, I'm going to be doing a water challenge, a water group, a water, I don't know what I'm going to call it, a water something or other in my group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave. I'd love to have you join me over there and join in on the challenge. I'm going to get it started next Monday. we're just going to do some fun stuff. We're going to talk about ways to track how much water you need, the best times to drink water, all that kind of stuff, if there is such a thing, okay? And we'll even talk about ways to flavor it, okay? This is a great option. So, and I mix this sometimes with my duos, my drinks, when I'm drinking something, just to change up the flavor, Dave and I have taken these supplements now for over 6 years, and we love them. We love what they've done for us. We love that, we've lost weight. We love that I'm not grouchy, and I can control my temper way better now than I used to be able to. He loves how he can just, think so clearly and all that kind of stuff. And, after you drink, like there again, everybody says water gets boring. Hey, Elvis, so like I was saying, water gets boring. Flavor it up. Sometimes I feel like I get stuck in a rut with our supplements. So why not just mix a little zip into that too? Or I want to mix this in, okay? So sometimes flavored. No, I haven't drank a soda in so long. And, I thought I wanted them. And, there's some good stevia sweetened or different types of sodas out there. And I don't even drink those anymore. The carbonation in them in my body just do not mesh. And I don't feel like feeling crappy after a soda anymore. So, even if it's stevia sweetened, I don't want it because it's the carbonation. It's not so much that anything else as it is the carbonation. We go out to eat, I drink water. Everybody knows it. If I have to go somewhere before we order drinks, everybody at the table, if it's my family, knows it. Bring me a water with lemon. That's all I want. So, guys, if you have any questions about electrolytes or about the water challenge or about the supplements, drop them in the comments, okay? If you want information about the supplements that I talk about that we take daily, drop info in the comments. Any other question, you can just drop your question in the comments, about an electrolyte or the water challenge, those types of things. Just drop those in the comments. I'll get back to you. And, it's something that you can't change overnight, but you can change, okay? If you don't drink much water now, like I didn't used to drink water nearly at all through the day, it can change, and you can change it. It just takes time and a lot of diligence, okay? So I'm going to get out of here, guys, but I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. Please join the group, Diabetic Eats with Jan and Dave, if you're not already in there. If you are in there, please invite your friends and family, okay? And guys, we'll chat with you later, but remember, smile, pass that smile on.